Dance is healing, Sandra Lamouche.
Nimihitoin, to dance. What do you think of when you hear the word dance? I want to give you an opportunity to use the chat box and type one word that comes to mind when you hear the word to dance or to balter, dance without abandon. On the count of 3, if you haven't yet, I want you to put that word in the chat. 1, 2, 3, go. I see that dance means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. All of your words prove that this is pretty accurate. For me, dance is healing. When I was a little girl, my mom put me in dance lessons, tap dancing to be exact. And one of the reasons was that I was pigeon-toed. And so when I went to dance classes, I had to learn how to turn my feet outwards. And this helped me to correct that. I say this was my first experience with the healing power of dance. I love dance. I remember getting so enthralled in the lessons and my teacher, and so focused on what I was doing that I wouldn't have any care in the world. I got so into dancing that at one point I was taking 5 different dance classes every week, including one solo class on the weekend, one-on-one with my dance teacher. Needless to say, I loved all different styles of dancing. I went from childhood into my teenage years as a dancer. Once I got to be older, a teenager, I started to become more aware of what was around me, specifically social situations. And I realized that none of my friends at school were in my dance classes. I realized that I was the only Native girl in my dance classes. And I saw that the other dancers always had different social circles than I did. Needless to say, I didn't feel like I belonged. I told my mom and I told my dance teacher that I was thinking of quitting dance. Both of them looked at me and questioned, "Are you sure?" I mean, I wish they would have pushed me a little bit, but I decided at that time, maybe it was best if I just left dance, feeling like I would not fit in. So needless to say, all of these extra hours, extra time, were not filled with productive or healthy activities. Actually, a lot of this time was filled with self-destructive activities. This showed me in another way how dance is healing, because the absence of it for me in my life was not healthy. Fast forward to university, and I met somebody who changed my life, Jerry First Charger, my hoop dance teacher. Jerry First Charger taught me the hoop dance as part of one of his class assignments. In this, he created a theater piece, and I was able to learn the hoop dance and the teachings and the story, all of the deeper meanings that go along with learning the hoop dance.
You know what? Dance is like so universal. I really like the American Idol show. You know, Sandra, have you seen the American Idol show? It's a variety show. It's amazing.
Yes, thank you. I love it. It's so universal and it's so mainstream in some places. It's amazing. I would love to see more of that for Indigenous dance, more widespread mainstream, and see it explode worldwide.
Sandra, who did you
Because
say your dance instructor was, your hoop dance instructor?
his name was Jerry First Charger, and I'll ask you all if you have any questions. I would be happy to answer them at the end in the chat box. I would like to remind you that Indigenous dance is very important for a specific reason. And so this is why I decided to use this in my thesis, my master's thesis. I thought if hoop dancing could have such a profound effect on my life, then why don't more people know about this? And what do other people experience when they do Indigenous dance? And so I combined my love for learning and my passion for dance into a thesis on Indigenous dance and well-being. I asked 15 Indigenous dancers from around the world, what does Indigenous dance do for your holistic wellness and well-being in terms of spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental well-being? It was unanimous. Everybody agreed that all of these areas benefit from Indigenous dance. And so my question changed to how does this happen? First of all, I use the medicine wheel, and in the eastern direction where the sun rises, we have the represented childhood and the eagle. And so this is the beginning of our life. And this aspect is related to our spirituality, which is related to our culture and identity. I like to think of the sunrise as a fire and a spark, sparking our spirit and who we are. So when me and my dance teacher learned to hoop dance, we were taught all of the teachings, the culture, the identity, all of those spiritual, meaningful things that sparked something inside of us. And this was common with all of the other Indigenous dancers as well. This spark ignited us into action, changing our behaviors and physically creating change in our lives. For me and my hoop dance teacher, that includes being sober, living a sober life, diet, fitness, and all of these physical changes in our bodies, a healthier, happier life. These physical changes helped us emotionally, which is the heart and the emotional well-being. It's also represented by our relationships in life. So beyond ourselves and our family, we were able to establish social relationships in our communities by being role models, by being performers, and by teaching others. It made us feel so good and so happy and so fulfilled. This is how emotional well-being works with Indigenous dance. Another way is just to let yourself express yourself emotionally, to dance out any negative feelings. We know through science that physical activity is key to mental and emotional well-being.
Are you going to show us what this looks like? I mean, you're talking about it. Can't you show us?
I will put links after the talk, and I'll ask you one more time just to leave your questions till the end, because I might still answer them in the rest of my speech. So from that emotional place.
You know,
of
I
happy-
can't wait and I have to leave before the speech ends and I have a question.
You could email me and I'll be happy to answer.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. From all of this spiritual knowledge, culture, identity, the experience of physically living a good life, actions and behaviors and physical wellness,
I'm sorry.
emotionally sharing.
Did you give us your email address?
You
Sorry, I
have it
just-
on the list, yes.
BERBE.
I missed
Thank
that.
you.
I missed that email address, sorry.
I'll put it in the chat. So the last thing I want to say is that with our experiences and our practices and the physical actions of dancing and teaching dance and learning about dance, all contributes to the mental aspect, wisdom, knowledge, and just influences our mental health and well-being. This is usually the elder stage of life. And when an elder is able to use this wisdom and knowledge and pass it on to the next generation, the circle or the cycle continues again. And our youth and our children are being able to be brought up in this. And so I ask you to continue to balter, dance without abandon, Mimihitowin, to dance. Thank you.